recording started. Now if you see here, so now we have seen the feature file. We don't have written the description. I strongly recommend the people to write that. And then we go for the background keyword, and then we came for this scenario. If you see here, scenarios is nothing but it's a multiple scenarios. Whenever you wanted to add that particular tag, so that gives the scenario description. So now what, sorry, scenario name. So now the scenario name for the, means in the line number 8, it was talking about, you can highlight Chandrika. So line number 8, we are talking about verify the user log out from the application. So this is what the scenario they wanted to do. So now what they wanted to do, when the user clicks on the sign in button, then it should display login screen. When the registered user enter, so blah, blah, blah. So if you've seen it, so scenarios will be written like this. Every scenario will have the scenario keyword. That is very simple to understand. Now, if you see multiple scenarios were written in this one, now can you come down? Yeah, if you see here, everything we have been written in the single scenarios. And guys, if you see here, we are giving some input parameters also. So now for an example, in the line number 11, we are saying that the registered user enters the email ID in the email or the phone number text box and clicks on login via OTP. See, enters email and then password. We can give the parameters in the same line like this single quoted way. Then this is called inline parameters, means giving the parameters in the same line, then it is called an inline parameter. Okay, in scenarios, how to pass the parameter, because every line should have a test. Means for example, few lines may not have anything. See now, means click on a sign in button, that it didn't require any test data, and should display the login screen. It didn't require any particular test data. But when the third line came, means the 11th line, the user should enter the email ID and the password, right? Register email ID. Instead of email ID, will be giving the direct email here and the direct password there. So when you are passing the test data directly in this particular line itself, then it is called inline parameters. Clear? So we are discussing the scenario keyword and how we are passing the test data also. And Chandrika, do you have any data table parameters? Means in the same line, below line, you will be having the data. Can you quickly see something? Guest user. Go to the guest user feature file. No. No. Okay. Go to a cart page.
Maybe in apply coupon because we give the
No. Go to the apply coupon.
No, Chaitanya, there
We
we
didn't
have
write a.
used, yes, like we have used outline only.
Okay. See, now, what do you meant by data table means for a
I
particular means
think here,
that
no,
is inline parameter.
inline.
See guys, now line number 215 is a inline parameter. See, in the 215, we have given the greater than and less than symbol, and then we have been given the parameter over there. No, even that is not inline parameter, Chandrika. So actually below we are giving in the scenario outline and we
Yes,
are giving
we,
it there.
yeah.
Inline parameter is like single quotes. Now in the line
Chris,
number, yeah.
I'll have to share. Let me share.
Okay, sure. Actually, previously I created one framework on this, and for the demonstration itself, this is a right one. This is the right one. Now, excellent, Abhilash. Now, if you see here, Abhilash, do you have the inline parameters also? Oh, no,
Hmm.
no, no, no. Okay. Inline parameters, anyways, I told you, right? That we will be giving in the line. Now, if you see here, line number 13 to 15. So user enters the username. So actually, Abhilash, you can combine the both also.
Yeah.
So means user enters the username and password. So now we can create it. Means it would be like the same thing. So you can copy that password. Excellent. And you can paste it, and then this no means that's a password. You can keep it here. Okay, so now you can remove that complete line. So this is one type of test data passing. Okay, now copy the same thing, Abhilash, line number 13. Line number 13. Copy that and paste it before, means after the line number 12.
Before.
After line number 12. So now user enters a registered username as and give as an inline parameter and password as username, yeah, as
Single quotes.
and single quotes, give your username, yes, and password as password. So if you see here, so now the line number 14 talks about that's inline parameters. This is a way we can pass a inline parameter. Now, the second way of passing this one is means this type is called data tables. Test data tables. So in Cucumber, when you are passing this particular lines, the line number 16 is a column name and it starts with 0 and line number 17 is with the 1. You can give the multiple things also, but as of now, data table, you can give it like you can have n number of columns, n number of test data. What is the beauty of this one is previously you need to pass the test data from your Excel sheets, XML, YAML, and all these particular types, right? Now it's not required. In the feature file itself, we can pass the test data. So how we can pass the test data is inline parameters, and then either we can pass it from the this particular data tables, or else if you wanted to follow the traditional way of passing the test data from the Excel YAML database or dynamically creating the data, even that also feasible. So they have provided whatever the features you wanted, they have been provided. It's up to you how you wanted to use it. So this is how the test data will be provided. Now we discuss about scenario, and now we are going to discuss about Abhilash, remove that scenario outline in the 10th. Yes, outline, you remove outline only. Yeah. So now this is the scenario. Guys, you shouldn't give the space, means it will means then only it will consider as a keyword. Now this is a scenario, like this scenarios you can give n number of scenarios, positive scenario, negative scenarios, and all these things. Now we do have another thing as scenario outline. So now let's see what is a scenario outline. Can you bring that one up, Publish? Now if you see this particular thing, now for an example, I wanted to do a positive flow in that way. I will just comment that particular line number 14. So now you guys, everyone
Chris,
understood it.
Chris, your voice is very low.
Even now?
Yeah, now better.
Okay. Like comment only the line number 13, Avlesh. 13. Yes. Oh, sorry, 14. 14 line number. Okay. Now, if you see here, this is what one scenario. Now, if I wanted to write it for the negative scenario, then what we need to do, copy that, paste it again. And what you need to do, enter the wrong password. Means you'll be saying that that's a negative flow. And here, valid username and wrong password, right? This is how we write the wrong password. And then you go to your password and give the wrong password. That's it. Now you wanted to write another scenario. Now what you'll be doing it, copy that, paste it, and you'll be saying that wrong password, wrong username and right password. You paste it just for the understanding. You can understand this one even if I say, but if I shown it practically, it would be helpful. That's the reason I was saying it. Okay, valid password, wrong username. Okay, this is how we need to write multiple times. Now, what it will happen, guys, if you have written like this, every time for each scenario, go to the top now, go to the top. It means every time we have these three scenarios, right? The background keyword will first execute. Means first it will open the browser, navigate to the URL and go to this, and it will try to enter the username and password, and then it will close the browser. Now, next scenario, once again, scenario number, line number 24, it starts. So this will once again open the browser, navigate to the URL, enter the username and password, and then it will close the browser. And then it will go for the next scenario, line number 38. It will start that one, and then it will end. So everyone clear with this? Means now, how many times the browser will open and close here? For three scenarios?
3 times.
3 times.
3 times, boss. How it would be 1 time? Pramod, are you sleeping?
Because you have only one background, right?
No, Pramod. It's about the test cases,
Okay,
like in
scenarios.
test NGs.
Okay.
In this test ng we have that before method, right?
Yes.
So
Correct.
like every scenario, so this background keyword will run for multiple times, means it will open the browser and each scenario will execute and close, and the second scenario comes, it opens and close, third scenario executes and comes and close. Now if you see here, 3 times we are making the session on and off, means now if at all I wanted to test all these things at one shot, so how I wanted to test this means then I need to do something iterative process, but I don't want it to open and close every time the thing. In the same session, I wanted to do multiple times the same thing. For an example, I go to home page and I first search for boxing glove. Second time, I will be checking for a 25 kilo dumbbell, and third time I'll be going for my pull-up bar. So I will be taking these particular items, right? So first I'll search for this, second time I'll search for this, third time I'll search for this. If at all, if I written in these particular scenarios, I need to open 3 times the browser, and every time I need to search for one product. Rather than doing in that way, they introduce one keyword called scenario outline. Come to the down, Abhilash. Scroll down.
Krish, it will go in alphabetically basis or in order we have written that
No,
code.
here no alphabetical order. Whatever the scenarios in order or sequence you have written, it will execute in that sequence.
Okay.
But there are lots and lots of features. See, this is not it's even started. There are many features. I'll tell you which features. If you see, there is a blue color line. We didn't talk about it. That's the most important thing. That's a Cucumber tags and Cucumber hooks, Cucumber options. And actually, still now we didn't talk about what is writing the feature files. So now I'm just still in the feature file itself. Let's complete that one. I'll
Okay.
come back to that. Now in the scenario outline, it is scenario outline. What is it? Means the main, this is what the one of the important interview question. What is the difference between a scenario and a scenario outline? If you wanted to do the same thing in the same scenario, means in a same session, so we'll be using scenario. Scenario outline is if you wanted to do a multiple iterations in the same session. Session means once the browser is open, I wanted to do an iterative approach of first time I wanted to check for the boxing glove and dumbbell and then pull up bar. So when I wanted to do an iterative searches, so at that time I'll give the scenario outline. So if you see here, how the scenario outline will work is, so scenario means outline, we need to mention it as scenario outline and the statement of that one. And given when then all the things are common. And in the examples, if you see here, examples is the most important thing. And you can give multiple rows. Now you see the 74 row, right? I will just copy the 74 row for 3 times and paste it below. Copy and paste it, man. Yeah. Or else even this is also feasible. Now first time you can log in with Abhilash credentials, second time it can be login with my credentials, third time it can log in with the means the Pramod's credentials, next Chandrika's credentials. Like that we can multiple things we can do it. And to do alignment, right click and then select all, control A, pretty format, control shift F, it will align for us. Control shift F, control A, right click pretty format, you can select that. It will arrange us. See how it neatly arranged for us. Come down, come down. Wow, so how it looks. So this is how it will create for us. So what is a scenario outline means? So if you wanted to have a multiple iterations in the same session, then we'll go for this. So the right example which I have been given for the searching of a particular product. And scenarios are nothing but a different positive negative scenarios, all things you can write it. And there is no restriction that the feature files should have this number of scenarios or not, but it would be having, it's a module wise. For example, login, you've taken a module for login, what are the positive cases, what are the negative cases, what are the edge cases, we can write it. All those things you can write it over here. Means all your boundary value analysis via alphanumerical characters, wild characters, special characters, enabled, disabled or not, text validations, non-text validations, special symbols validations and all whatnot. Everything you can write it in your feature files. And what is the beauty of this one is we can, means we need to generate the code for this one. So I'll come to that one. Now I'll let you know how it will be generating it. Now in feature file writing, there are two types of writings are there. One is an imperative way of writing and one is a declarative style of writing. And what is an imperative and what is a declarative style of writing is? Imperative style is nothing but, for an example, I'll take the same example as a username. So now if you see here, we have we what is our major agenda? We wanted to open a browser, navigate to the URL, enter the username, enter the password, click the button and navigate to the home page. So this is what our scenario. Now this can be written in.
Chris, before
Yep,
you proceed there, I have one question. Maybe it could be a stupid question.
no
Here,
problem.
like we know, I understood the parts of keywords, whatever you used, and difference between scenario, scenario outline, and all. But how will this application know that login with the valid? I mean, it's just a text to make the user understand what is scenario, or the application is really understanding login, valid, user and name and password,
Pramod,
or a click.
no, we need to write the code for this one. So Abhilash,
Okay.
can you can you show that code? Control click the line. See, I didn't came to that particular part, Pramod. So
Oh, okay, fine.
that you
Okay.
will understand that
Okay,
every
that we
line,
have something behind. Okay.
every line
Yes, see.
you will have the
Ah.
code.
Okay, now it is clear. I was
See,
wondering like how simple it is.
no. I'll tell you. I mean, till now I didn't complete the feature file. If you understand the feature file clearly, then I come to the step definition file. Then I'll come to the
Okay,
hooks. I'll come to the tag. It will take some journey, Pramod. Just you need to bear.
okay, no problem.
Okay. Now, so guys, we'll be having two styles of writing for this. One is imperative style and one is declarative style. Imperative style is nothing but, okay, first I'll talk about the declarative style. So this is what our declarative style. Declarative means we are writing that one very clearly step by step. Means user should navigate to a URL, user should click in the sign in button, user should enter the username, user should write the password, user should click on the login button, user should navigate to the home page, user should verify this one. Rather than writing these 10 lines, what I'll try to do, bus navigate to the URL, enter the credentials, then go to the home page and verify. 2 lines, whether it was done or not. So this is what imperative style. Declarative style is nothing but writing everything in detail. And for the automation, this is the most important thing. When you are writing your feature files, you should write it in an imperative way, not in a declarative way. Because for an example, you think that I need to write one line of code for this one. See now, if these all things are one line of code, do you wanted these many lines of code into a different methods? So what we will try to do is we will compress this, and then whenever it was required, then only we will write a statement. So the perception when you a manual tester writing a feature file, it's a different. When an automation engineer writing a file, it should be different. I strongly recommend if it is for a manual tester or for an automation tester, so you should go for an imperative style of writing the feature files. So declarative is nothing but it's a detailed level of steps. When we are writing the code, it will go for one line of code in one method. It is not really required, but it should be coming like a bunch of statements into one particular method. I'll show that one also. You'll understand it a little bit more. So Abhilash, can you open that same login step definition file? So in this particular login step definition file, if you see here, every means okay, you guys have been implemented with the page object model. These guys might be confused. Go to means you understood, right? So now open a URL. So then just will be opening the URL and enter the username, entering the username, and then we enter the password. One line of statement for everything. One line of statement. Rather than that, enter the credentials and navigate to the home page. One line. What it will do? It enters the username, it enters the password, and it clicks the login button. It will to the home page, and then it will validate. All 5 steps in one method. That should be the right way, right? Or else I need to write one line of code for one method. So instead of doing this, so you should write for imperative styles. So that's how the feature file should be designed. And feature file consists of an imperative style and a declarative style. And the declarative style is a detailed level of steps, and the imperative style is a compressed. But see, guys, one thing you should keep it in mind, guys. Wake up, wake up. So you people should remember that functionality was not changed. The way of writing is changed. So that's the reason it's a two different styles, declarative style and imperative styles. So we need to go for an imperative style. Okay, and how Chris means I will write the username, will go to in the home page and then enter your username and password. Someone else will write it. It up to the people. It never means BDD never means stopped anyone in writing their own language. Means grammatical mistakes and these things. It's you should learn about it, and I'm very bad in that, so I can't suggest anyone to do that. So we should learn to write that, and everything should be in future tense. We should write our feature files. So this is how this is a more detail about the feature files which we have been written. Okay, now what should we have done for this? Now for an example, now we have written the lines of code there. Now if you see here, for every feature file, it will be associated with the step definition file. This is like a wife and husband. So we'll have the complete details in the feature file, and then we will be having the respective implementation in the Java, means in the step definition files. So feature file and step definition file. So in the feature files, whatever the lines of code, I will just go to that line and from there click that and come over here. Save that feature file.
That's not functioning, Chris, actually.
It's not functioning.
Yes.
Chandrika, it's working for you?
No, Chris.
That's a plugin issue. We need to fix it.
Yeah,
See now, what it will happen is in the line number 46, if you have been click control, it will give you an underline. And if you click on that one, it will go to the respective step definition directly there. So actually here it is not working. So I'll show it in the next session. I'll prepare that completely and it will go to the respective file. And as I told you, right, this is the old version of Cucumber. So that's the reason it was starting with a cap. So cap informs that this is the starting of a string and dollar informs that it's the end of the string. And we do have all our regular expressions and all the things that will comes later. So that I'll let you know. So now.
So here understanding is that if you have this when statement there in feature file,
Exactly.
so when user click on sign in.
Yes.
Okay, so this will exactly compare the string and then follow this method, right?
Yes. Actually, the beauty of this one is we no need to okay, I'll do one. I'll show it to you practically. I will just come to the login feature. Save this. Go to the Chrome. What is that plugin? Tidy Gherkin. Open the Google Chrome. Oh, you have that one. Excellent. Just Control A.
By all scenarios.
Just we can show the people, right? That's fair.
Yeah. Let's take one scenario.
Okay, as you said. You write it. By default, it generated the code for you. Have you seen here?
User click on.
Oh,
excellent, right?
Is it Cucumber? No.
Bas, that's
Tidy Gherkin.
it's a plugin which it can
It's
help you to
Gherkin,
generate your code completely like this.
Okay.
Now you give anything, so you can just copy this code and you can keep into your step definition file. See now line number 14 implementation is not there, so just you need to implement the code there. That's it. Line number 19, line number 24, line number 29.
All methods.
Everything it will be created and it will give for you. Just you need to remove that and then you need to paste your code. Usually we can copy this and then you can put it and then we can implement that. Easy, right? Now you can take the complete all scenarios and then keep it, you generate. And if you want it in the Java, you can get it, or in the Ruby, you can get it. You can get it in JS, you can get it. So those all things you can keep it.
Okay, so now I got it. So these feature files are done by the product owners.
Yes. And guys, if you see here, this would be from the testing point of view. Now the same way, the developer point of view also they have it. So now for the feature file and these scenarios, they will write the development code. We will write our automation code. Beauty, right? So everyone will have the same common view now. So now based upon this, the developer will write his code, and based upon this, we will be writing our automation code. And then once the developer completed it, we will be keeping our code on that one, and then we will try to execute it. So before developing the application, we will develop our automation code here. Immediately, if some means automation engineers will get a doubt that, guys, how about the object names? Because once the object means application developed, then only we will know the XPath values of this one. So how we can do that? So actually, there would be a common understanding before doing it. So if it is a login button, I'll give it as a BNT. BNT means button underscore login. This is how I'll define it. So you can write the code for your automation. So the people will use that keyword and then they will try to do it. And what the developer will do, the developer give that as a unique identifier and then he will develop his code. That's how within means actually there is a big challenge in the nowadays that in sprint automation, how an in sprint automation can be achieved. So with the help of BDD, it can be achieved back. So now
So
you
this is
understood,
the
right?
DDT.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Chaitanya, one more question here.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm just trying to relate to the real world here. So whatever scenario you wrote, it sound more as like a test case, right? When it comes to user behavioral story, it will be more an higher level abstract where it will not go this slip. So looking at that, a tester should create his own feature file compared to that particular user story.
But we will not have multiple user stories, multiple feature files. The same story, the same feature file will be given for developer. Same feature file will given for tester. So now I'll write this on the same feature file. I'll write my development code, and the same feature file I can write my automation code. See, now I'm using it.
Now, for
With the,
example, the reason why I asked is just take an example that a user as a user I should be able to log into the application. Okay, where when I try to give a valid credentials, then it should take me to the home page. Assume this is the scenario.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Hmm.
but here in this case you'll have a lot of positive and negative cases, right?
Hmm.
Okay, maybe you will try to go different scenarios like positive or giving wrong, or you said 2 by 2 matrix, right?
Hmm.
So you will be having one single story, but you might have different cases there.
Hmm.
See, my case is that the user should be able to log in.
Hmm.
Okay, so that he can log into system and come and land into home page.
Pramod, I think you are getting confused. See, it's very simple. Scenario is nothing but one particular action, one particular test case. Now we have multiple test cases in this particular feature file. Now, when I try to call this particular feature file, first what means the first scenario, what it will call, open browser, navigate to login page, enter with the right username, enter with the password, and log into the home page, close it. Done. Now it will second test case. Once again, it will open the browser, navigate to the URL, enter right username, wrong password, click this button, and then throw the error message. Scenario is done. Close the browser. Once again, the new test case. Open the browser, navigate to the URL, enter the wrong username, wrong password, and then click the login button. Throw the error message that username and password is wrong, and close the browser. Once again, we'll start. So that's how each and every scenario will be picked up, executed, and then it will give back the results. So how you are writing your test cases, you are writing the multiple scenarios into the feature file, and you're calling the feature file and to execute that.
I think it's for reducing the time we're using this to
Not
reduce.
reducing the time. So everyone will have the common and the same understanding. It's a shared understanding. You used to tell me, right, Pramod? So this is what the best example for the shared understanding between the people. So this is, if you say a user story, this is what my understanding on this for the developer, for the tester, for the POs, or for the client. Got it? Still you have the doubt, Pramod.
No, we'll
That's
take it offline. No problem. It's got clear.
Okay, done. So now when we have this is how we will write all our scenarios and these things. So guys, now this is how the step definition file will be generated, and how we implement those things I'll not tell about it, because if I tell that, so it will be that was a Mad Max for team 2 and the team 3. So that's the reason I'll not get into that, but that's very simple. So how you are implementing it, you can do that. Okay, so now you got the clear-cut understanding that how to write a feature file, what are the keywords we need to use it in a feature file, and once after writing the means what are the different types of feature file, and once we write the feature file, so respective step definition files we have discussed. This is what till now we have been covered. Everyone clear?
Yes, please.
Now we do have another few things which is called if you see the line number 8, line number 9, we do have at the rate of smoke test, at the rate of login. What does this means? It helps to group the test cases. or grouping of the scenarios. Sorry, in this Cucumber language, we shouldn't use the test cases. We should use it as a scenarios. Now, when we have grouping of scenarios, means yesterday we talked in the TestNG, right? I want means there are different gangs. So we have CK gang and Pramod gang. So now, who are the people belongs to the CK gang and who are the people belong to Pramod gang? So we'll have the different peoples, right? Segregated. So that these tags are helped to segregate it, because when I wanted to execute only that particular set of test cases, then I can means if I given that particular tag, it can pick that tag and then it can execute. Now you see here, those are smoke test cases. Now out of all this, line number 2, just give me a second, guys. Okay, like means each means for an example, second scenario, you can remove that one, Abhilash. So at the rate of smoke test, you can remove that. Or you can give it as a at the rate of regression suit. See guys, whenever you are seeing that at the rate symbol, those things are called as annotations. So these are the Cucumber annotations. Now if you see here, now line number 8, that scenario, line number 32, that scenario, whenever I try to execute it for smoke, then it will pick up and then it can be executed. And when I'm trying to execute for regression suit, then I'll give the 20, then it will take this particular 20. So these are custom tags. Means the Cucumber will means these are called as a tag, and Cucumber can completely support for a custom tags. Custom tags is nothing but you can name, you can write your own name. Instead of that one, you can write at the rate CK. None of the people will ask you, but whenever you wanted to call that one, you can write that call CK. Means whatever the scenarios are there, it will come only that scenarios. It will not execute all the scenarios in the feature file. Now whenever I keep this one, so now during our demonstrations to the client, for an example, now we are giving the demonstration to the Decathlon. At that time, we give you at the rate of demo. So then only that particular test case will execute, not all other test cases will execute. So this is called Cucumber tags. Tags are nothing but grouping of the particular scenarios, which it could be help in our executions. This is one of the important question. What are the Cucumber tags? And can a scenario have a multiple tags? Yes. If you see here, we can define multiple tags, either it's single tag or multiple tag. So that's how the scenarios will be executed for us. If I don't give a tag, will it execute? Obviously not. If you don't give the tags, because when we are trying to run that one, so we should definitely have a tag. Whichever having the tag, that scenario only will execute for us. Clear? Guys, clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will just quickly stop your sharing. I wanted to show one thing. So now how this works. Now, when you try to execute this one, for an example, now we will be having feature file. Excellent. I understand the feature file now. For feature file, what I'll be having? Step definition file. So whatever the step definition files I will be having.
Chaitanya, can you change the background something to white?
It's white only, right?
No, I can
Oh,
see
your
you're
photo.
drawing on your t-shirt on your desktop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're
Actually,
not
I
able to
have
see the
the.
background. Yes, now it is good.
Actually, I have the Zoom white background. That's where I was drawing on it. So I think as it is a Zoom, it was not visible for you people. Okay, fine. Let's come back here. Now, if you see here, we have written the feature file, right? Feature file will have the step definition file. And now I need to first call the feature file for the execution, right? So we will be having a runner file for this. So now I need to call this runner file. From where I can call the runner file? I'll call it from testng. And where this testng file will be called? I'll call it from POM. Guys, for team 2, don't get worried. So anyways, you'll be letting know. I'm just saying this was the team 1. So pom.xml file will call the testng.xml file. Testng.xml file will call the runner file. So from here, it will take part of the Cucumber. So now the runner file should call the respective feature files, and the respective feature files will call the respective step definition files. Now for this one, this is a structure we are going to discuss now as part of our Cucumber. Okay, let's stop. I'm sure stopping this one. So now I'll share it back to Abhi. So you can share back your screen, please. Okay, so now if you see here, for this one, I'll be having a runner file. Go to the runner file now. This is what our runner file. Now in the runner file, so if you see, I'll be giving the features. Means these are called as Cucumber options. You know, at the rate option is what? At the rate option is what?
Feature.
This one small dot.
Cucumber. What is that? That's an annotation, boss.
Annotation.
Why are you
Okay.
thinking
Yeah.
lot? How many times I'm
No,
saying
no, we
that?
don't
If it
understand
is
your question.
okay, at the rate Cucumber options is nothing but an annotation. For
Annotation.
this particular annotation, these are the options. Yeah, someone is saying that they have doubt. What is that?
Then this runner file will be written simultaneously when the login feature is done. I mean, the features, Cucumber feature is done, right?
I didn't understand your question, Sai.
I mean, the question is that where this runner file came from, actually.
We need to create that feature step definition file. See,
Okay.
now first we have generated the login feature, and you
Yes.
can copy that particular scenarios into the tidy Gherkin, and you can get that
Yes.
all things developed. Copy that and paste it into your login.java file.
Okay.
Okay, so then your step definition file also developed. Okay, now what we can do is in the means if we wanted to run, see now if you trigger the feature, by default the feature will trigger your step definition file and then it will execute. So now triggering that one, what we need to do is we need to create a runner file. So the runner file will have at the rate Cucumber options, and this is what the annotation, and these are the options. If you see here, it's very clearly depicted here. So now feature file, from where I need to pick the feature file, I given the path. So it should come from source. On your Explorer, you can see it. Source, test resources, and go to the web features and then go to the login feature. You can give it a specific feature file name. If you don't give the specific feature file name here, it will pick up whatever the feature files you have been written over there. Excellent, right? Now go now. Next one is glue. Glue is nothing but what do you mean by glue? It helps to attach two things. Now for the feature file, what I need to glue, so I wanted to glue with the step definition file. Where are the step definition files are available? So the step definition file will go for com.web step definition files. It will go. And Chris, how it will match the feature file and respective this thing, that will internally taken care by the Cucumber itself. That's another topic. So how a Cucumber will identify the feature file and the step definition file? If you get into the details, it will identify a string search. Okay, okay. I'll talk that later. It will be a little bit confusing. Think that that's an internal mechanism. So based upon the first, the Cucumber will come to the login feature. In the login feature, it will go to the respective step definition file, and respective means take the step and then go to the respective step definition file, and it will start doing the execution of that code. So now we need to mention that where it should take the feature files and where it should take the, means in the blue we will be mentioning from where it should take the step definition files. We'll mention it. And here we are talking about something called webhooks. What is this webhooks? We understand means of feature files, we understand the step definition files, but we didn't understand means what do you mean by the webhook? Actually, this is within the older versions of Cucumber, and now the latest versions of the Cucumber it changed. But what is a hook means? In TestNG, we know that before method, after method, we know it, right? The same way, what is the hierarchy of this one? It starts from STCM, means before suit, before test, before class, before method. So now this in the webhooks, click on the webhooks, we will have a at the rate before, at the rate after, means this can be executed before and after each feature file. This is like a before suit or a before class method. So it will execute, means not, it's not a before method. Before method means every scenario before and after it should execute. So before every scenario, what would be executed? Background keyword will be executed, but this would be for that particular feature file. So this will execute once at the starting and execute ends at the end. So at the end, it will execute this, and starting it will end. This is matching in the testng. If you understand the testng, it will be matching to your before suit. Okay, so it means it will start doing the execution of the suit once, and the completion of your execution, it will complete it. But whereas the background keyword, it will execute like a before method. So it would be like every scenario before that, the background keyword will be executed. So this is called web hooks or Cucumber hooks. We should call it as Cucumber hooks, not web hooks, because even in the APIs and everything also comes, it's a Cucumber hooks over here. Okay, guys, are we clear with this? What is the hooks? Guys, because these are the interview questions. What are the Cucumber tags? What are the Cucumber hooks? So these things we should know about this one. Okay, going back to the runner file again, going to the runner file. In the runner file, we will give that what are the feature files, what are the glue code. Glue code is nothing but step definition. Few people will call it as a glue code, or some few people call it as step definitions, but the right terminology is the step definitions. And with the step definitions, we wanted to tag the hooks also. Guys, many people will get stuck in the implementation of this. So be careful. Hooks and then step definition files should be defined in the glue code. Okay, be careful about it. And next one, by seeing the tags itself, I think you guys now you understood why we have been kept this one login. So now what the test cases I wanted to execute. Now I wanted to execute at the rate CK or smoke or regression. Those are all things we can keep it here and we can execute. Now I don't wanted to execute the smoke test cases, but I wanted to execute login test cases. What I should do, Abhilash? Wow, excellent. I know that you are deleting it, but I wanted to keep it, and then you say that it shouldn't execute it. Then what you should do? Write comma and then write
Negation.
yes, negation. You should add it. Can you show that? So now what we will do is we will be keeping a tilde means negation. I thought like it's a tilde symbol, but yeah, so you can use it. So now what is the meaning of this one is consider only login test case. Don't consider the smoke test case. So this is the ease of use. We can use it, or else if you don't want it, you can delete that, or you can use that one. Awesome, right? Features we understood, glue code we understood, tags we understood, now plugins. Now, when we execute this particular thing, it should generate some results, right? So that results, which format you wanted, means this is the results plugin. So the results plugin is called, this is a default Cucumber results plugin, which is called Pretty Reports. Now, Pretty Report is this, and where it has to show means save the HTML. So this is the location where you wanted to store my Pretty Reports. Go to this target site and Cucumber Pretty, and here index.html.
And
Just click on this one,
copy the part.
and then it is what the by default report it will generate for us. This is the default Cucumber report, and this is older one. The latest one is awesome. It's very colorful. So now you can see that for this particular scenario, this is what the tested data. This is means if you see it in the green color, it executed. Now in this red color, it was failed. So it was saying that null pointer exception. This is what the problem, and it captures a screenshot of it, and it will gives back to us. So now go back to the runner file. In the runner file, we will be giving that where you will find this particular HTML. And the most important thing, many of the people in interviews I used to ask this question, how an HTML file will be generated. So the HTML file will be not only because we are using multiple plugins, extents reports, Cucumber report, Cucumber reports, and then Cucumber IO reports, advanced Cucumber reports. Like this, many reports will be using it, but any report will be generated based upon this file. So which is that JSON file. You are seeing the target cucumber.json. If you see that, this is the line number. I will just highlight that one. Guys, this is the most important thing. The people will not understand that without having this. Yeah, beside that one, that JSON file, cucumber.json file, none of the HTML reports will be generated. So cucumber.json file will be generated by default by the Cucumber, and it will have in a JSON format. What are the scenarios you have it? Go to that file. What are the scenarios you have it? Open that. how many test cases are passed and how many test cases are failed. So it will generate in the JSON format. And once you can open in the JSON editor. You can JSON editor. So it will help us to understand. So if you see here, what means every test case you'll have, it's a background keyword and what is the name and whether that one is passed or failed. So the complete level of the information you will be having over here. So once you have this particular information, so based upon this, the HTML report would be generated. Whatever the format, you take it extent reports or you take advanced reports, any HTML report will be generated based upon this JSON file only. How it will happen in the TestNG? Anyone?
Same. I did try. I go to index and copy
Go
that.
to the test hyphen output. See guys, if you executed your program with Maven, then it will generate you the target folder on your left side. That is means if you are executing with a Maven, then only this target folder will be created. But if you execute with the TestNG, then it will generate you the test hyphen output below that folder, below that folder, Ravi.
Yes.
On
Test
top
code.
of yes, this is what by default the TestNG will generate the XML file, means the folder. You can delete every time on after your execution. Every time this folder would be created for you. And this is the default report. You can open that default report of TestNG XML file. So now if you see here, this is a TestNG default folder. And the basic information now, how the Cucumber is generating this information, and based upon this cucumber.json, how the HTML files are generating. The same way you do have one more report, which is TestNG hyphen results in .xml file. So these are very, very important, guys. None of the many of the places I didn't seen it. So the people should understand how a result will be generated when you execute it in the TestNG. So when you come to the testng.hyphen result XML file, open that one, Abhilash. So now you've seen that one in the JSON format. Now this is in the XML format. So this, it will consumes this particular XML file, and based upon this, you see whatever the null pointer exception we are getting it. Based upon this, it generates your report file. Whatever the plugins, means extent reports, or you go for sandwich reports, whatever the report is, so this will generate it based upon this. So this is how this particular cucumber.json file will work. Go back to the runner file again, guys. So now we discussed feature, glue, tag, plugin, and what do you meant by monochrome? So the monochrome is nothing but to display your output in the readable format. Now, when you execute your code, can you show that console, Abhilash, once? Console of the last execution.
So I got this JUnit.
This is for Serenity JUnit.
Serenity. Yeah.
Anyone executed the Cucumber with the monochrome true, what it will do is it will print your feature file in the console to understand it very clearly, which scenarios you are executing. So that complete information would be displayed in your console. So now we are executing the feature files, right? Whatever the feature file statements, it will print you in the same console also, the same statements. As it is, it will print in the console. So this is the statements we are executing, and this is one we are doing it. That's how the monochrome will help us. So this is what the interview questions. What is a monochrome in Cucumber options? And what is a dry? And what is a means now dry run or strict? So now if you see that dry and strict run more or less both are same, but there is a hairline difference between the both. It will check if any step is not defined in the step definition file. Strict is nothing but, now go to the login feature. It will check for each and every line, whether that line is implemented or means whether it was implemented in the step definition file or not. It will check that one, and it will throw the failure if you are not means implemented. So that is a job of strict. Okay, guys, clear what the strict will do? It will go to the login feature file, take that statement, and whether that statement is implemented in the step definition files or not, it will check that one. And dry run is also the same. So to check the mapping properly between the step definitions and then login file. So what is the basic difference between the both is if something is not implemented or something is duplicated, we can get it from the dry run. And then strict will check only that whether the step is implemented in the step definition or not. And the dry run will also check that whether the mapping is proper or not. Implementation part will be taken care by strict, but mapping part will be taken care with the dry run. Don't get too much confused. As of now, you can just understand the basic difference. These things will be only helpful in the interviews. They will ask you what is a dry run in the Cucumber options, strict in the Cucumber options. Like this, we have many other options also, but these are the basic few features which is important to use it. So Cucumber can be implemented with a different types of testing execution tools like TestNG, JUnit. So those are different tools, right? So now Cucumber can be executed with the TestNG and the JUnit. So here it has been implemented in the TestNG. So that's where public class WebRunner extends the abstract test ng Cucumber test. Nothing we need to do. Everything has been done with the people. Just we are trying to use this. What is this abstract test ng Cucumber test? What is that? That is a class it was trying to execute. Means it was trying to extend. So now if you go all the methods in that one, you will see it a lot. So I don't want to get into all those things. So this is how the
Hey, Chris,
runner file.
I have a question. Yeah, in the runner file, yeah, every topic is clear related to the tags. Okay, so this sounded more like you need to use definitely these annotations as part of groups to call and execute, right? So don't we have any option to execute individual scenarios only? Like for example, I have, say, login is a group of scenarios. Can I
That is
execute only three or specific execution?
that is what I shown you, right? @CK @demo. I wanted to execute only that scenario. If I write that one, that will execute only that scenario.
Pramod, give unique tag names
Okay.
for those which you want to execute. That's it.
That's it. If you have 100 scenarios, you can execute only one scenario.
Okay, but basically we need that annotation to be called in tags.
Yes.
That is it. No matter it is a group or it is a unique individual one.
Yes.
Anything. So you can only call through annotation only. Okay.
Yes. That is what we discussed. Okay, so this is how now runner first. We need to execute the runner file. Runner file will call the feature file. So how it was connected with the help of the feature or the glue code. Then the feature file will call the step definition file, and from the step definition file, it will start doing the code execution, and then it will implement for us. So this is how the complete execution starts from the runner file, and then it will go to the feature file. From the feature file, it will go to the step definition file or the glue code, and then it will execute this. So here, all other things will help you in the hooks. Whatever the failed test cases, capture the screenshot. That will be taken care by the before and after. And then tags, grouping of the test cases, it will take care of that. So that's how, and the report generations are the most important, which is a pretty report, and we do have multiple reports which we can generate. So I think so Chandrika, so can you show that particular your screen? So we have executed for our decathlon, right? So you can see the multiple things there. Okay, I think it's 12:30, so already we taken 2 hours of session. I'm sorry, I know that I bored you for 2 hours today, but still this is very, very important. And you go for any interviews or anywhere, Cucumber is one of the most prominent tool, so that definitely the people will ask you a lot of questions. Without understanding that, we can't do anything. Just give me a second, I need to log out. Okay, so guys, I'll just open the forum for another 4 to 5 minutes. So any questions on Cucumber runner file? Cucumber means first means, okay, to give a quick recap what we have done, where we started. what is BDD means, how the SDLCs we have, and from the SDLC different models we came to TDD, and then we went to BDD and discussed what is BDD, and then we went to Cucumber, what is Cucumber, and in the Cucumber how we write it in the Gherkin language. Once we written that one, then we went to the means what are the different files, means different types of Cucumber implementations, like for Java different languages how we will be implemented it. Then we come to the feature file, and then we started discussing about the keywords. And once we discussed different 11 types of keywords, then we talked about the tested data, how we will pass it in inline tested data, table tested data, and then examples tested data. And once after the tested data, then we talked about the feature files, and then corresponding step definition files. And once after the feature file and corresponding step definition files, then we went to the runner file. So from the runner file, we'll call the feature file, and the step definition files, what are the Cucumber options, and what are the Cucumber hooks, what are the Cucumber tags, and what are the Cucumber options, like a glue code and the resultant files, and then the dry run, monochrome, strict. These are the things which we have been discussed. And now results, we have discussed the cucumber.json file and how the results would be generated in the Cucumber. So that's the last thing which I'm trying to share it to you. So this covers the topic, the Cucumber, and there will be a lot of things in detail you wanted. I tried to compress myself, and I tried my best not to deviate and stick on to this. Usually I told this one for 3 to 4 hours also, the same things, but in detail level of the thing. But as of now, whatever it was required for us, I restricted, because the implementation part I didn't show you. So now just we know how it was working. If I talk about that one, so how to implement the code, so those all things it will confuse now. So that's the reason I didn't show that. But still, if you have any questions around this one, we can show. So reports, how this will be going, just on the left side, go on the reports, and yeah, web reports. Yes, you can take any particular report, open that in the HTML format. Web browser. Okay, fine. Directly. So this is what one of the site. So first you come from the dashboard, Chandrika. So
1 second, please. I'll open another one. I think these are all are failed one.
Even that is good. So first we'll show the failed ones. Just I wanted to show them the screenshots, how it will capture and all the things. Come from the dashboard. Dashboard. So okay, on your left, third one. Yes. Change it to the black color first. I prefer to see it in that.
Black.
On the left bottom, computer symbol, monitor symbol. On your left bottom, yes. Yeah, this is one of the report which is called Cucumber, sorry, extent reports. Go to the top, scroll up. So now here we can see that by seeing this, we have 6 test cases which we have written. All 6 test cases are failed. So that's the reason the donut chart was representing in a red color. So for 6 test cases, how much time it was taking in the timeline? In the timeline, it will say take that first test case, take 10 seconds, second test case, take 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and that's a time level it has been defined for it. Come to the down. So this is a plugin just we integrated to our framework. So now total number of tests is 6, and then start time, end time, and the time taken for this 1 minute 52 seconds. And come down, scroll down, and here we can see the environment details, decathlon, production, who's the tester executed it, and how many suits it has been passed. So this is what the complete summary will be getting it. And now we'll go to the detail level. So click on that square boxes on the left. So as soon as we clicked on this one, we can see the number of tests. So all the things are failed. And if you see on the left side, yeah, there are the number of 6 test cases, which we can see it. And if you wanted to see the logs of each test case, you will click on that particular test case, and all the logs will be displayed here. And it gives you the each and every step log. And if the particular thing has been failed, it will capture the screenshot, and it gives what is the reason or what is the purpose why it has been failed. See, from here, it has been failed, and because of the so and so reason. Actually, this is a sample report. We'll be having some hundreds and hundreds of test cases with the complete information. You'll be getting it. This is one category of report. And Chandrika, on another tab, quickly create a sample advanced Cucumber report. Actually, you don't have the access to our Jenkins server, right, Chandrika?
No, Chris.
Okay. So if I wanted to share, you can write sample advanced Cucumber report. Actually means if we connect to this one, we can see that. I can show you the practical one, but I don't have those all in my machine. So that's where I'm not able to show it.
There is a problem with my okay.
What happened?
There is a problem with my Chrome actually. It's
Okay.
not working.
Sure. Then stop it. I'll just go back. Okay. So if you guys are seeing this one, so guys, I'll just stop this one. Don't get worried. So because I know that I'm consuming a lot of time. I just wanted to show you the reports, how it would look like, and then I'll try to stop this one. I think I have one report. Demo reports, API reports, HTML reports. Yes. So this is how one of the another category of extent reports, which is called Vimal Selvam report. Vimal Selvam is another guy who given a wrapper for the extent reports plugin. If you see here, this is what our dashboard. So in this particular dashboard, I can see the number of feature files. See now, this is the right thing, the feature files. The overall 11 feature files are there, 5 feature files are passed and 6 feature files are failed. And then in the feature files, number of scenarios will have it, right? So overall, we do have 18 scenarios passed and 13 scenarios was failed. And for each scenario, how many steps are there? So these 49 steps are passed and 13 steps are failed. And number of feature files, number of scenarios, number of steps, start time, end time, and the time taken. So this is how we'll get it. And if you go back to the features, so these are the 11 feature files. Now for this particular feature file, so if you see these are the scenarios, whatever in the green color, everything is passed. So these are the validations which have been done. And if you see here, for this particular feature file, these scenarios has been passed and this scenario has been failed. And why it has been failed? Because because of this exception, it has been failed here, and we can see that. So this is how this will give you clear cut information, and this is one type of format we'll be getting it. And we do have multiple reports are there. So this is one of the report which it gives a different gist of the information. So now means this is a failed one, where it failed and how it failed. We'll get the reason. And if it is a UI test case, this is the API test cases actually. If it is a UI test cases, this will gives us whether I'll see that this is for the performance. All these are passed. So if you have the failed, we can have the screenshot as Chandrika shown, right? So that one will be showing it. So now this is only one format of report, but we do have many other reports like advanced report, advanced Cucumber reports. Okay, so I'll just see whether I'll get that one. Reports sample. This is one of the most popular reports. I just wanted to see it here whether I can get that. I didn't got it. I didn't got it. So that will look like similar to this. Similar to this. It gives me the donut chat, and then it will give the scenario names. As soon as I click on this particular scenario name, it will gives me the step level information. So that is even that is also one of the popular thing which we can see it. So like this, we do have many reports are available in the market. So that particular reports we can see it over here. But however, that you can refer it. That's not a big deal. So this is how the report structures will look like in Cucumber. So this is what overall things which we have been discussed for today. And then here I wanted to give a pause that we have been completely discussed about the Cucumber, but except that implementation part, team one, you guys know about how to do that implementation. So that's where I didn't get it in it, but it might confuse for other teams. That's the reason I didn't told about it. So guys, are we clear with the Cucumber? Any questions?
We are clear.
So hungry?
No, Krish.
So any other questions for this is open for all the team now.
No,
So-
Krish.
Krish, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Priya here.
Hey Priya.
You said something about inline parameter and data table, no?
Yes.
Inline
Yes.
parameter is something that we use to give within that single code.
Yes.
What is data table actually? That examples you have said, no? Example and pipe symbol. That is what data table. No?
Yes. So now, instead of that, so Abhilash, can you share your screen, please? So what it will try to do is, I need to pass a username and the password. When I wanted to pass a username and password, see now the column name for 14, the column name is username. Where I have the username, it will take that Abhilash. And where I wanted to pass it for this one, it will take me the password. Abhilash, can you take this scenario and then convert into tidy Gergin? I'll just show it to you. Now this is the same thing, right? Come down, Abhilash, enter the username and password. Abhilash, go to the top scenario. Keep that username and password in the less than greater than symbol. Now you see the bottom line number 17, what it was trying to take. So this method will consumes two parameters. One is username and the password. So that username and password will be taken from this data table. So this is how it will be converted by default. So what is this? A dot plus means it's a regular expressions. Means for an example, what do you mean by regular expression is if it is 0 to 1 or A to B, capital A to capital Z or small a to small z. So everything is there, then they will consider it as dot plus. If it is more, means there are some patterns for this one. Can you type cucumber regular expressions, Abhilash, on the screen? So we should know what means how we need to define the regular expressions also. Abhilash, can you open the browser and then type that regular expressions in the cucumber? That is common for anything, but you just type it in such a way that regular expressions, how to pass it. So now what it will happen is wherever we have that a great means by default, it will take that parameters and then it will pick up that particular username and the password.
Okay.
Are you typing that one, Abhilash? Okay, let me share the screen. Guys, you're able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now if you see here, I'll just come here and then regular expressions in Cucumber. See, if you read out this one, it will gives you a lot of information, like means how means it will be changing into this, and 1 to 10. I'll share the direct article, guys. So actually what it will means, if it is a special characters, how it has to be convert, or if it is normal characters, how we need to convert, and then how we need to pass this particular values. Those all things we will be having it. Means to convert into our understanding. But if it is a particular test data in this data table parameter, directly it will go and take that particular parameter and then it will execute it. That's how it will work. So did I answer your question, Priya?
Yes. If I use the greater than and less than symbol, is it mandatory that I should use that scenario outline keyword?
No. So in the scenario also we can give that, because we are giving that greater than less than symbol for the parameter, that is for inline parameter, and where are in the scenario outline there also means we can use it. So because that data is coming from the examples to that line. So here it is coming from the data table to that line. So wherever we are getting that particular data from the column, we will be giving in the greater than less than symbol. So for data table and examples, we need to pass that particular parameter in the greater than less than symbols.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay. So are we clear? Any other questions, guys? All done?